The Army currently operates 24,000 standard M2 machine guns and roughly 25,000 upgraded M2A1 50 cal weapons designed with a number of improved features. The improved M2A1 is, among other things, engineered with what is called fixed head space and timing designed to better prevent the machine gun from jamming, misfiring or causing soldier injury, officials explained. The M2A1 is also built to be more reliable than the standard M2. The M2 barrel extension can last up to roughly 25,000 rounds, whereas the M2A1 barrel extension can fire as many as 80,000 rounds, Alessio explained. The Army plans to have initial prototypes of the new lightweight 50 cal built by this coming summer as a preparatory step to release a formal request for proposal, or RFP, to industry in the first quarter of 2017, Paul Alessio, product manager Crew Served Weapons Alessio, told US Military News in an interview. The Army is creating a new, lightweight version of its iconic 50 cal machine gun designed to better enable soldiers to destroy enemies, protect convoys, mount weapons on vehicles, attack targets on the move and transport between missions. The new weapon, engineered to be 20 to 30% lighter than the existing M2, will be made of durable, but lighter weight titanium, Army officials said. The emerging lightweight 50 cal, described as still in its infancy stage, still needs to be built, riveted and tested. The parts for the titanium prototypes will be built at Picatinny Arsenal, NJ, and then go to Anniston Army Depot, Alabama, for riveting and further construction. We always want to lighten the soldier load. A major requirement is to engineer a 60-pound weapon compared to an 86-pound weapon, Laura Batista, product management engineer, told US Military News Channel in an interview. We will procure 30 and then go into full-blown testing, airdrop, full reliability, durability, maintainability and government standard testing. We'll see how it did compared to the M2 and we will try to go to turn it into a program of record, Batista added. The M2 crew-served machine gun, referred to as the Modus, was first introduced in the 1930s. It has both a lethal and psychological effect upon enemies. When enemies hear the sound of the gun, they tend to run in the other direction, Batista explained. The machine gun is currently used on Humvees, tactical trucks, M1 Abrams tanks, Strykers, some Navy ships and several aircraft such as CH-47 Chinook cargo helicopters and U-60 Blackhawks. The gun can also be mounted on a tripod on the ground by infantry in a firefighter combat circumstance. The M2 has a solid range and can fire at point targets up to 1,500 meters and destroy area targets at distances up to 1,800 meters. The 50 cal is effective in a wide variety of circumstances, such as convoy protection, air attacks and attacks upon small groups of enemies on foot or moving in small vehicles. Several variants of the machine gun can fire more than 500 rounds per minute. It can be used for anti-personnel, enemy fighters, and also against lightly armored vehicles and light unarmored vehicles. Anytime you get into an up-armored, more armor, situation or reactive armor, it is not going to be very effective. It works against anything that does not have thick armor, Maj. Keith Mooling, Assistant Product Manager Crew Served Weapons, told US Military News Channel in an interview. The Army owns what's called the Technical Data Package, or TDP, for the new lightweight 50 cal. Vendors will have to build to print and execute the government's existing specs, Batista explained. The Army currently operates 24,000 standard M2 machine guns and roughly 25,000 upgraded M2A1 50 cal weapons designed with a number of improved features. The improved M2A1 is, among other things, engineered with what is called fixed head space and timing designed to better prevent the machine gun from jamming, misfiring or causing soldier injury, officials explained. The M2A1 is also built to be more reliable than the standard M2. The M2 barrel extension can last up to roughly 25,000 rounds, whereas the M2A1 barrel extension can fire as many as 80,000 rounds, Alessio explained. The Army plans to have initial prototypes of the new lightweight 50 cal built by this coming summer as a preparatory step to release a formal request for proposal, or RFP, to industry in the first quarter of 2017, Paul Alessio, product manager Crew Served Weapons Alessio, told US Military News Channel in an interview. An acquisition contract is expected several months after the RFP is released. The lighter weight weapon will bring additional range of mission sets for soldiers who will be better able to transport, mount and fire the weapon against enemies. If you are a top gunner and you are having to move this weapon around, it is on a pedestal tripod. If it is lighter, you are going to be able to traverse the weapon a little bit easier than a 20-pound heavier weapon. That is one of the added benefits as far as getting it on and off the vehicle. If a soldier can do that by himself, that is an added benefit, Newling said. The M2 uses several different kinds of ammunition, including some rounds engineered to be harder penetrating. The weapon also uses an ammo can with 200 rounds. A top cover can be lifted off and the links between rounds are spaced to provide accurate timing as they are dropped into the weapon, service officials said. Future 50 cal innovations. The Army's 50 cal program is also looking at a longer-term project to engineer a lighter-weight caseless ammunition which will reduce the amount of brass needed, Alessio added. Further into the future, the service will also create requirements for a new externally mounted weapon to replace both the M250 cal machine gun and the Mk19 grenade launcher. This will be one weapon with a totally different new type of ammo that is not yet even in the developmental phase, Batista explained. Aside from improving the weapon itself, the Army will also embark upon a simultaneous excursion to develop a lighter profile barrel. We will have many barrels that will lessen the logistic burden of having a spare barrel all the time. We are also hoping to save a lot of weight. We are hoping to save 16 pounds off of a 26-pound barrel, Batista said. In addition, the Army plans to engineer a laser rangefinder, new optics and fire control technology for the 50 cal. Alessio said a new, bigger machine gun-mounted optic will likely be put on the gun within the next 5 years. A laser rangefinder uses an algorithm created to identify the exact distance of a target by combining the speed of light, which is known, with the length of time it takes the laser to reach the target. The new addition to the weapon is called a mounted gun optic, or MMO. It is basically an optic or direct view optic which will have some types of laser crosshair. This will improve lethality and an ability to put first round on target, he added. Finally, within 5 to 10 years, the Army plans to have some kind of fire control technology added to the 50 cal. This will improve the accuracy of the weapon and increase its effective range by incorporating ballistic calculations such as the round's trajectory through the air to target, Alessio explained.
Because the bolt releases down for fully automatic. Come on. Everybody shoot from the truck.
It's very hard. All right, come on, Alpha 4, let's go.
Link that together with that round right there.
We need a wider angle than 17. It's very deceptive. It looks like there's a lot of fire.
Hey, First Sergeant, you shot the 100 rounds from the truck earlier.
Picture the man. The legend.
The reason I'm asking is because they're going to probably pull cold.
To the left, man, to the left. I got it. It's like Sasquatch. Blurry and big.
You're hitting low and walking left.
This 7 and 8 in the bottom.
Lock it.
They said.
Or pull it back. Hold up. Where's your other box? This it?
Yeah.
Alright, come on. Let it come forward. Alright. We're going 5 through 6 on Alpha. Charge it, man. You're on fire? Alright, come on with it. You're walking up or down, whatever you want to do. 6 through 5. Walk up, man. Don't walk down, walk up. Walking up, come on with it. Come on, Mark, stick around first. Alright, now we're going 7 through 8. We're going 7 through 8, man. 7 through 8. 7 through 8. Let's do it.
Pretty fucking high though.
I didn't know if they used it. You hitting it, you hitting it, if you aim at the number, pretty much you're gonna hit the target.
Pull the trigger. Nothing? Charge it.
Just lock it up, Just lock that one up. Lock the first one up.
Negative, Acosta didn't shoot yet.
I think you're left, man.
There's gonna come. I'm gonna pull you off this and put you on a qualification.
Oh, I see where you're at. You're on Bravo, man. Come down to Alpha.
Hey, first sergeant, you want
Like, where the
to
fuck
do
you
that
shooting
now?
at?
Well, they've got the firing order already on there, so let's see. What trucks did it? Roger.
Alright, come
I mean,
on.
if
Here.
I
Come on, walk it over.
yeah.
Come on. Get around first.
I
Let's
just
go.
let Hagen shoot over here.
Come down, come down, come down.
I mean, I know
Come down.
give them opportunity to get a walk through this way.
High, you're high.
Why y'all didn't put y'all's on the line?
Yo, you hit that first one dead center, man.
Motherfuckers ain't been fired all day, sir. You're fucking
Come on,
blowing
come on.
smoke up my ass.
No oil on the motherfuckers at all.
That one has